Guys, welcome back to this tutorial, and now we will be continuing. As you can see, I have created a new project, and in this project we will be learning how to get input from the user. So basically, here's our game plan. As you remember, you can do comments like this it's just like in JavaScript, so you don't even need to learn from scratch. But anyway, our game plan is to get the name of the user and to print good morning and then plus user name. So for example, the program will ask you what is your name, and you will type your name, and then the program will print to the screen good morning your name, whatever name you wrote. So let's get straight into it. First of all, we need to somehow save the name. So you remember that in the last video we learned about integers, doubles, booleans, but we never talked about strings. We never talked about how to store text. And to do that, you need a new library called string. So you need to include string. And now you can create this string variable called name. And let this string variable be empty. So for example, we can now write hello world, and then we can append the name variable. And let's just try, for example, entering name Satoshi like this. Let's see what happens when we build and run. Well, you see hello world Satoshi being printed to the console right here. Nice. However, let's leave this empty for now, and instead what I want to do is that I want to get the user to write the name. So let's do the following. Let's cout and basically ask the user what is your name, like this. And then you can have, by the way, let's see what happens if we do like this. Build and run. You see, now we have what is your name, hello world, being written on the same line, like this. To make this on different lines, what you do is that you do end line, like this. You save this and you go build and run, and you have what is your name, hello world, and then empty because the name is empty, so we're not printing anything. But what we want to do now is that we want to use another command called cin. So cout prints things to the screen. Cout is used for output. The program outputs something to us. It takes, for example, a variable, a text, it takes it from the program and it outputs it to the console. So it's cout. And then you have cin, which takes the input from the user and saves it in a variable. So let's see what actually happens. You see, we write cin, and then we use these other arrows, so in the other direction, greater than signs. And then we write what variable we want to store the value in. So let's do like this and build and run. And now you see, we only see what is your name. Because the program comes here, it creates this variable, which is empty. It prints this thing to the console. Very good. But then it stops. Here it stops, and it is now waiting for us to write our name. So let's write Ivan. I write Ivan and I press enter. And you see, it says hello world Ivan. Now, what we need to do, of course, according to our specification, we need to change this to good morning. Change this to good morning, and let's build and run. And so, I mean, let's just write, what is your name, Jason? And you have good morning, Jason. Oh, I mistyped it. But anyway, you see it works. Now, there is an issue though, there is an issue. And the issue is the following. If I go build and run, and it asks me what is your name, and let's say we enter Satoshi Nakamoto, you see it only prints Satoshi. It ignores everything that is past the space. So we need to fix that. How can we fix that? Well, we can fix that by writing get line, and then we type cin, basically where do we want to get the line from, and then we write the variable. So instead of writing cin and then arrow, instead we can write getLine and then cin to tell this function called getLine that we are getting the information from cin, and the cin basically means that the information is coming from the console, from the user actually writing things in the console, and then we tell cline, we tell getLine to store this information we got from cin and store it in the variable name. So for example, what is your name? Now I can write Satoshi Nakamoto, and you see now we have good morning Satoshi Nakamoto. And of course, now we have learned how to get strings. Let's learn how to get integers. For example, let's ask the user how old the user is. So let's create a variable called age, and now we can write how old are you, like this, and let's get cin age, like this, and then we can write oh, so you are age years old. So I'm just showing you a simple example of how you can actually also get numbers. And as you remember, spaces don't matter. We can write like this. We can write like this. I mean, this doesn't, the C++ compiler doesn't care. I mean, you can write like this also. Spaces don't matter. So let's build and run. Let's see, count, it should be cin. Oh, C out, like this. Let's see, build and run. So now you see, what is your name? Satoshi Nakamoto. Nice. And then how old are you? Let's write 55. And then, oh, so you are 55 years old. So guys, as you can see, we have created two variables here. String name, variable with the type string, and we could store text in this variable. And then we also created another variable called age, and now it has the type int. And now we could store the age in this, and we could get it from the user. Now, of course, what happens, guys, what happens when we do like this? And this is why I encourage you to play around with code and just try to go crazy as much as possible. So what is your name? Let's say Ivan. But then how old are you? What if we type something crazy, like we type number, we type letters here? And you see, it just gives this undefined behavior. It's like, you cannot enter text into an integer, and therefore it just prints 0. It just prints 0. So this is kind of undefined territory, and you should be very careful when you're building software so that you're actually checking what kind of input you get. But this is also why I'm encouraging you to try to break things, try to play around, write crazy things in the console, try to get text stored in integers and so on and so forth, and see what happens. Explore as much as possible, guys. And guys, that being said, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you know how to get input from the user and how you can get information from the user to your program, and I'll see you guys in the next video.